Oh my goodness, my students need some help with the contents of the unit and I don't know what to teach to them, so please, could you help me? Okay, we have to explain the high Middle Ages, we have to explain 5 points from the unit, we have to talk about the economic growth of this time, we have to talk about the rise of cities, how the cities were created and how they developed. We have to talk about the cultural changes, also about the rise of the monarchies, how the king became so important, and finally we will end the unit with the crisis. No, so I have forgotten all. I need your help. So we have to review the unit. Please, I will ask some questions and please help me because I have forgotten all this night. Oh my goodness. Okay, who know why the population grew during this time? Who know it?
Me.
Okay, Asier, what happened?
The population grew because the agriculture improved. That means there was more food for the growth population.
Ah, the population grew because they had more food.
Yes.
Yeah, very easy. Thank you very much, Asier. Okay, so the population grew because they had more food, but how they got more food? In what way agriculture improved? Who knows the answer?
Me.
Alvaro, please.
Because they made new techniques such as the area of three-field crop rotation, new area of land, the heavy plough, irrigation and new crops, and they have windmills and water mills.
So it was because they had like better techniques. Okay, I hope they could explain the three crop rotation and the other improvements. Yeah. Thank you very much, Alvaro. Okay, more important things about economic growth in the high Middle Ages. Why the number of artisans increased so?
Me, I know.
Why, Juan?
Because as there were more people, they needed more products.
Yeah, so smart. Thank you, Juan. More people means more artisans. Okay. Yeah, more people. Do you think more people make more consequences?
Me.
Okay, Michaela, what do you think?
Yes, because the population increased, so the trade and exchange also increased, and also the trade routes were founded, such as the Mediterranean route, the Atlantic, and the Baltic route.
Okay, so more people also mean more trade, and they develop some routes. Okay, I'm going to display some routes here for you. Yeah, I hope you can enjoy a visit in the future. Thank you, Michaela. Okay, let's go with question number 5. To trade should be expensive. How they paid all this stuff? Who know it? Okay?
You talk about the expansion of trade. So they needed a way to manage money, so they invented banking.
Okay, so banking was invented in order to give money to these people to trade. Okay, thank you very much, Sarah. Okay, we have finished with the economic growth. Yeah, let's go to the next stage, is the rise of cities. I hope you know a lot about that. Who know how were the cities during this time? Marina, tell me please.
The cities were usually small. They were dynamic centers of religious, political, and economic activities. They had a city hall or council to manage the city. They have universities, cathedrals, schools, hospitals, markets, but they weren't so good. They also have bad things. They were dirty and they smell bad.
Okay, so the cities were small, not as New York today. And they hold a lot of activities, the urban life, but on the other hand, they were dirty places to live. Thank you very much, Marina. Let's go with next question. What social group exists in cities? Who lived in these cities at this time? Who know the guys were? Daniel, please.
There was 3 social groups: the bourgeois, who were wealthy merchants and artisans, There were also the second group was the basic one, who were modest merchants, artisans, house servants, and students. And there was also, and then the lowest group were those who were poor, unemployed, who had to steal or beg to get money.
Okay, so we can find in cities different group of people. Not the same we had in the feudalism that was well established, three levels, three estamentos, sorry, I don't remember in English. But we can find different kind of people due to the money they have. Okay, let's go with next question. Who governed the cities? Who ruled these cities? So, let me go to publicity. I am tired. Give me a minute. Hi, we are again here. Thank you, Medieval TV friends, for allowing me to work here for a day. I have another question about cities. Who governed the cities during this time? Javier, please.
First, the decisions were taken by an assembly made of all the city. Then it sent to a council made of councillors and a mayor. But at the end, all the council was controlled by the bourgeois.
It's logical. People get free from the feudal lords, and they created an assembly to talk about the problems of the city. But then this assembly changed into something more professional called a council. But at the end, as usually happens, rich people got the power and they they govern the council. So it's the same. Rich people govern. It's almost the same as a feudal lords, but with other faces. Okay, let's go with next question. We are going to talk about the cultural changes that took place, the different way of life in this period. The first part is education. What happened with education during these ages? What was new? Alvaro, please.
The cathedrals were schools that they were controlled by a bishop, and new municipal schools were created. And the first universities also were created, and they were divided in faculties.
Okay, so the church controlled education, but also they were another kind of schools out of the church. They were like municipal schools, and they created something very, very important. Universities were created like 800 years ago, the first universities. You haven't been at university. I went, and I remember. I have good memories from this period. So I recommend you go to. Okay, what about philosophy during this time?
I know it.
Emma, please.
The Greek world was rediscovered by translating from the Arabic. Greek philosophers were rediscovered, especially those of Aristotle. Thomas Aquinas was inspired by Aristotle and tried to reconcile reason with religious faith.
Okay, so they started to review and to read again the Greeks and also try to reconcile reason with faith. I'm not sure if you can reason something about faith. Could you explain, give me reason that God really exists? We will see. And finally, to end with culture, I am going to ask, what is your favorite literature of this time?
Me.
Manuel, please.
My favorite literature are the epic poems like the Poem of the Cid and the Song of Roland.
Yeah, I like them too. My favorite is the Poem of the Cid too. Thank you, Manuel. Okay, next point is the rise of the monarchies. How the monarchies grew up and became more powerful. So, who knows why the royal power increased? Lorena, please.
Because of the growing of the economy, because monarchy collected more taxes, so they could pay their own army and they didn't rule any more feudal lord.
Yeah, I agree with you. Monarchs got more money because the economy was good. So with more money, they could pay their own armies. And with their own armies, they didn't need any more feudal lords. So they became more powerful and more and more. Yeah, thank you. Okay, next question. Why were parliaments created? Because the monarchs couldn't rule alone. They need the help of people. So they created parliaments. Who knows the answer? Juan.
Okay, because several European monarchies looked for support outside the feudal nobility.
So do you think parliaments were created to get free from feudal lords and have people to help them outside the feudal lords?
Yes, more or less.
Okay, more or less. Thank you. Well, so the monarchy became so important and got a lot of power, it's clear. But in the last years of the High Middle Ages, we have a different period. We call this the late Middle Ages, and it's characterized by decreases. People have less food. Why people have less food? Who knows the answer?
Oh, I know.
Okay, there you go. Tell me, please.
Well, the climate change making strong precipitations, overexploitation of farmland, and wartime.
Oh, so people couldn't work or couldn't produce more food because the climate was worse. They have a lot of sheep who worked too much over the ground and they couldn't cultivate after the sheep. And they also were fighting a lot. So if they were fighting, they couldn't cultivate. So they were hungry. Okay, another part of the crisis is that they hold so many wars and so many revolts during this period. What do you know about the revolts in this period? What happened? Okay, Alex, tell me please.
In medieval Europe, the frontier state changed, and the England and the France start to fight during a lot of years.
Okay, so the different kingdoms start to fight because they wanted to make bigger borders for the kingdoms, and the most important wars were between two countries. Can you repeat the countries?
England and France.
Okay, and the name of the war is?
The 100 Years' War.
Yeah, 100 years fighting. Can you imagine it? Yeah, they didn't fight during the war 100 years. They stopped sometimes. Okay, and finally, the worst part of this period is the Black Death. Imagine 3 people, 1, 2, 3. One of each 3 people died because of the Black Death. But what was the Black Death?
Me.
Okay, Monica, please.
A bacterial disease which spread across Europe between 1347 and 1352, killing 25 million people.
25 million people. And how many people was living in Europe? Do you remember? More or less like 75 million. So 1/3 of the population died. Do you know more about the Black Death? Okay, please research about the Black Death because it's a very interesting thing to learn about it. It's very funny. Okay, thank you very much. I hope you are ready for the exam and I hope to be helpful with the video. Thank you for your work and see you in next videos. Bye bye.